Hi guys. Today we're gonna watch a video titled, but why can't I talk? Today we're gonna watch a video titled, I Felt Pain During Surgery by Caitlin Flames. Now, I already watched part 1 of this, so go check that out. I ain't giving you spoilers. But no time waste. Let's get into it.
Aren't I supposed to be asleep during this? Oh, no. That won't be necessary. But I did my research, and since my tooth is pretty deep in there, the internet said, don't believe everything you see on the internet. Trust us. You're in good hands. When I started, I could hear and feel everything that was happening, just without any discomfort. But after a few minutes, I was hit with the horrible realization that I started to feel pain. It wasn't that bad, but since you're not supposed to feel any pain, I knew something was wrong. I tried to alert them, but since my mouth was stuffed with tools and I started panicking, they thought I was just being hysterical and kept telling me to stop moving. Before doing a procedure on a
why are... Well, to get that out of it. Why are adults so oblivious to everything, bro? I'm not implying all adults are oblivious to anything, but, still, why are they, bro?
Conscious person, doctors will use local anesthetics to numb the area, so while the person is awake and aware, they can't feel anything that's going on in that region. Unfortunately, in my case, it was not working. As time went by, the pain just kept getting worse. But when someone is doing a delicate procedure and has a sharp tool in your mouth, you kinda have no choice but to just sit there and wait for it to stop.
Yeah, facts.
Anyway, after they were done, I couldn't talk, so I had to use a pen and paper to communicate. Oh yeah, pain is normal for the next few days, but right now she's fine. You little! I kept insisting that I was not fine, but these guys acted like I was just being dramatic. At that point, I was...
Why? She's not being dramatic. Bro. Why are adults so oblivious to everything? Bro, they blame the kids for everything. Couldn't you take at least a tiny bit closer look into it? Just like a tiny bit. Just like a minuscule bit more into it, and you'll realize that something's wrong, and you'll... But no, you just choose to be oblivious. But what the...
Both physically and mentally exhausted, and I just wanted to go home. It was the most unpleasant experience of my life, but it was finally over. I was really tense and stressed throughout the surgery. But after being outside for a few minutes, I took a deep breath and started relaxing myself.
Yeah.
Then, out of absolutely nowhere, the pain in my mouth started pulsing.
Pulsing? But is that supposed to do that? I don't know anything about dentistry or teeth and all that. But, that sounds like, based on what she said, it sounds like that's, not supposed to happen.
Nope, we are numb, and... Oh, nope, that's pain. We're in pain. This time, the pain was unbearable. It was like my brain suddenly became aware that a small chunk of me was missing and was focusing all of its attention on it. This description is not for the faint-hearted, but it felt like someone was hammering a nail through the roof of my mouth. In the operating...
Well, let me visualize that. Yeah, it ain't pleasant.
Room, I was just making please help me noises while trying not to sob. But this time I was straight up screaming and crying. The people on the street were looking at me in horror, and some of them asked if they should call for help, but I was in...
Yeah, kind of do that. Maybe you should, do that.
So much pain that I couldn't focus on anything.
Oh, hell no. That's when it gets bad.
We panicked and we rushed back to the dentist, where all they did to help me was give me a glass of water and...
Bro, are you joking? Literally intense pain. The cure, a glass of water. Yeah, that's it. Just a glass of water. Yeah, that'll totally cure intense pain. Yeah. You are a certified dentist, my lads. What the actual curse word I can't say? Why would you...
And say that it really shouldn't hurt that much.
Oh yeah, really shouldn't. So why don't you do something about it? If you know something's wrong, why don't you do something about it, huh? Huh?
Being in pain sucks, but being in pain...
Yeah, that's kind of obvious.
Not being able to say so is another form of torture. I gained a lot of empathy for babies that day. The worst part is that the procedure wasn't done. I had to come back once...
No.
Every 2 weeks for an entire year to get...
An entire year? What? An entire year every 2 weeks? But what?
Get that dumb chain pulled.
Oh, dude. No, I don't want to look at it. I don't want to look at it. No. I don't want to look at it. No. I don't want to look at it at all. Yeah, but I have to play the video.
And let me tell ya, even touching the chain with my tongue would send a sharp jolt of pain down my spine.
Bro.
This experience holds the crown for the most painful thing I ever went through, and led to a really bad dentist phobia. Actually, not just the dentist,
Yeah.
literally
Yeah, that amount of pain will probably cause some mental trauma.
anyone wearing a doctor's coat. My parents occasionally make fun of me because
Bro, what the...
I used to be one of those kids who wasn't afraid of anything hospital-related, and now I'm a 19-year-old that turns into a feral animal at the mere sight of a pointy object. I go through extreme lengths to avoid going to the dentist, and even passing by one fills me with indescribable fear, but I'm slowly working on fixing that. Making these last 2 videos was a huge step forward.
Alright, the video's over. So, yeah. She sounded like she was in a lot of pain, and I do not wish that on anybody. Look, she even said herself in her description that she would not wish this kind of pain on anybody. So, yeah, that's the end of today's video. I would say like and subscribe, but that sounds cringy, so I'm just gonna do nothing about it. Alright, that's it. Bye.